I'm sure we have all heard the saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. But what if the seemingly harmless, ordinary activities and things we do and use are silently exterminating us? What if the next time we shower in the morning and our soap decides to turn all treacherous? And what if the next time we go to sleep, we don't ever wake up at all? Because let's be honest, everyday life is full of risks and dangers at every turn. And even the seemingly common and safe tasks we take on every single day, they are no exception. So pull your sheets closer and make sure you're all tucked in safe, because we're gonna count down to 10 things you do every single day that could kill you, probably. Number 10, sitting. If you are one of the millions of people who work in an office cubicle staring at your computer screen while sitting all day, then chances are you are inching closer and closer to death's door. Several studies by many notable institutions and medical journals have proven that long periods of physical inactivity do have direct negative effects to your health. Illnesses such as high blood pressure, permanent joint and muscle injury, and obesity are but a few of the things that you can get by just sitting all day. This is why most experts recommend that you do a little bit of stretching every now and then to stimulate blood flow in your muscles. Also, having a 5-minute walk around the office would really help. Number 9, staring at a screen all day. Building on the potential lethality of sitting all day, staring at a screen also has adverse effects on the body. Whether it's at work doing spreadsheets all day or at home binge watching your favorite shows on Netflix, this activity has been known to kill people by increasing the risk of heart attacks and strokes by a whopping 113%. And this is based on a study published in the Journal of American College of Cardiology. The solution is, of course, actually getting out of the house and enjoying some fresh air, because it has been shown by various medical journals and publications that by reducing screen time to less than 2 hours per day can add an estimated 1.4 years to your lifespan. Number 8, forgetting to floss. Of course, dentists always remind us to always floss to make sure our pearly whites and our gums remain healthy, because simply brushing them is not enough. However, many of us are guilty of skipping the step of dental hygiene because it's just a chore, you know, getting a wax string into every nook and cranny of our mouths. But we really should floss, because it has been shown by the American Academy of Periodontology that not only does not flossing lead to gum disease, it can also induce other diseases to take shape and attack our bodies, such as cardiovascular diseases, respiratory ailments, as well as diabetes. So the next time you're thinking of putting off flossing, you may be actually setting yourself up for a massive heart attack in the future. Number 7, staying up too late. Most people think, okay, what's the harm in staying up just a few more hours and binge a few more episodes on Netflix? Well, apparently diabetes, cancer, heart disease, and obesity are a few of those harmful things that wait in the dark while you find out what other intelligent, awesome schemes that Reddington is coming up with. In addition to the health problems, sleep deprivation has also contributed to plenty of roadside accidents that reach the tens of thousands every single year because people just fall asleep behind the wheel. And while there's no formal study to conclude exactly how long it takes for a person to expire from not sleeping, experts and researchers estimate it to be 4 months. But by that time, you will be experiencing extremely high blood pressure and your cognitive functions will slowly shut down from your body's lack of substantial energy. Number 6, sunbathing. We all dream of having the perfect tan and showing it off as a testament to a wonderful vacation. After all, the sun is good for our bodies with all that vitamin D, right? Well, yes and no. And arguably, the sun does have certain health benefits to keep us at peak condition, but just remember, we are not Superman, so staying under its rays for longer than recommended is the equivalent of digging our own graves. With the advent of climate change and global warming, the heat of the sun is becoming more and more dangerous to us humans. And if we don't keep our sunbathing in moderation, where we forget our sunscreen, we can definitely get much more than just a tan. For example, various skin cancers and melanoma is the reason for the vast majority of skin cancer related deaths in the world every single year. So next time you're going to the beach or going hiking, make sure to put on sunscreen, or you can do what the Asians do, carry an umbrella. It might look weird, but hey, you're shaded. Number 5, skipping breakfast. I know it's a busy and fast-paced world and many of us really do not have the luxury of sitting at a table to enjoy a good breakfast. However, the old saying that breakfast is the most important meal of the day is true, and writing it off your daily schedule is a terrible idea. Having a meal after waking up in the morning jumpstarts your metabolism and, believe it or not, makes you feel less likely to binge on junk food and empty calories throughout the day. It is also a great way to manage your stress levels. In several studies, people who do skip breakfast have shown an increase in poor eating choices throughout the day and consume a lot of empty calories at night. This can greatly increase a person's chance of developing type 2 diabetes and gaining an unhealthy amount of weight. Number 4, drinking coffee. I totally agree with this because I actually hate coffee. I just don't get it. It's a bitter liquid. I'd rather not drink anything bitter. My own personal opinion. But I know a lot of people love coffee, and our love affair with coffee is probably the one one relationship we can always count on to last a lifetime. But the thing is, coffee can kill you, and drinking excessive amounts of it can drastically increase the chance of high blood pressure, palpitations, and heart attacks. The culprit is not really coffee itself, but the caffeine content in our beloved cup of joe. It is widely known that caffeine is a stimulant that can be beneficial to our bodies, but excessively ingesting it, whether in coffee form or in energy drinks, can do much worse things than give us a caffeine crash. Number 3, cleaning. Of course, you know a clean house is a happy house, and nothing is more satisfying than seeing your house all spick and span. And you would think that having a clean house is the best way of keeping you alive, but your assumption may be wrong. While keeping an area clean reduces the risk of infection from germs and bacteria, sometimes it is the process of cleaning that can be harmful to us. Cleaning agents such as bleach and ammonia, a chemical that is present in almost every detergent and cleaning solutions in the home, can create a deadly concoction that, when mixed together and enters our bodies in the form of fumes, can cause respiratory problems such as tightening our airways, as if our bodies are having a severe allergic reaction. Number 2, and I'm so guilty of this, nail biting. I know this is a filthy habit, and of course everyone's moms have told you, and your grandma tells you, and even your gym teacher probably hounds you about how nasty, gross a habit that is. Because on a daily basis, our hands and fingers touch almost every surface imaginable. I mean, you're holding that phone all day, and that phone is just a hub of nastiness. And since realistically we do not constantly wash our hands every minute of every day, bacteria does tend to build up over time, and they stay there until we sanitize it with antibacterial gels or wash our hands with soap and water. According to Jim White, a spokesperson for the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, the most common pathogens taking a ride on our fingertips are Salmonella and E. coli, basically poop. And these bacteria can easily damage our kidneys and enter our bloodstreams, and the quickest way for them to enter our bodies, of course, is through nail biting. So the next time you're thinking about biting those nails, just imagine, eating poop. Finally, drinking water. Since we were kids, we were always told to drink at least 8 glasses of water each day to stay hydrated. However, drinking excessive amounts of water for whatever reason is the perfect example of the saying, too much of a good thing is bad for you. Water intoxication or water poisoning, that's a real thing, and is characterized by an imbalance in the body's electrolytes, which in turn disrupts normal brain function. Essentially, through the process of osmosis, water enters our cells and it gets processed and distributed throughout our body. But when there's an excess amount of water being absorbed by the cells and the fluids outside of it are now comparatively much lower, the fluids inside the cells shift, causing it to swell. And if any of those cells happen to be the ones in your brain, then you can count on having a massive headache because of the amount of pressure caused by the swollen cells. And if the pressure increases, this can then lead to the brain shutting down and cutting off blood circulation that ends up as cerebral edema, which can ultimately lead to seizures, coma, brain damage, and even death. That's why you never see a water drinking challenge, and if you do, then there might be some casualties. Also, a couple things that could kill you that you need to watch out for: vending machines and coconut trees. Yep, every single year there's actually people who die because vending machines tip over and it just crushes them. And if the vending machine is full of chocolate, then that is just a very terrible but sweet death. Same thing with coconut trees. Every single year people die. I think 20 people a year die because they walk under a coconut tree and a coconut falls on their head. I think if that ever happens to me, it's that guy's time to go. I've stood under coconut trees, kicked the tree, trying to shake the tree because I want a coconut, but if I ever walk underneath one and that thing falls off and kills me, yeah, it's definitely my time to go. All right guys, thank you all so much for watching this video, and stop biting your nails. See you later.